Vancouver. Oh my goodness. You know, the Tinubu's illegitimate, administration is doing everything it can to ensure that Jonathan runs for the 2027 election. They know if Jonathan runs, there's no need. They don't even need to rig the election. They will just go home and sleep, and everything will flow, because definitely they know Nigerians are not going to be motivated to come out. As much as this studio hold all over, how do you put the elder statesman thing that's been attached to Jonathan? He was the best thing after jollof rice to a lot of people. I mean, people know what went down, and by the time he comes back, it's a whole lot of another story, that'll be going on. So their main issue is that they do not want Mr. Peter Obi to be on the ballot paper, and Jonathan is that kind of person that can easily be used for them to say, "Yeah, come around, you can do this. Ghana has done it. People are calling." Vancouver. Anyway, Onanuga put out a statement. I mean, so I saw a tweet where somebody said that they thought things were so bad with the likes of Okupe and what's that other one? The one at Arise right now, and that they thought things were really bad then, but now that it's even worse. So that person is an APC, APC supporter who now no longer supports Tinubu. That's the person saying it. But this current Onanuga it's really something else. Oh my goodness. You just look at him and just like, human being chose this person to be their spokesperson. But you know what they say about birds of the same feather flocking together. Okay, State House press release, it says former President Jonathan is welcome to the race. Nigerians will remember his dismal record in office. As we begin the march towards the 2027 elections, prematurely foisted on the nation by the desperation of the opposition gagging up against Bola Tinubu, he put President Bola Tinubu is not my president. Despite his glaring giant economic strides in their head, we are once again regaled with a cacophony of voices, most of them full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, to paraphrase inimitable William Shakespeare in one of his classic works, Macbeth. You don't need to abuse people with all your baby grammar or whatever. Face the work. This is not propaganda. To do the work. In short, whatever noise people are making, make sure that your citizens they are singing your praises. Right now, nobody is singing Tinubu's praises. In short, somebody wrote a tweet, was it last week, and the person was saying that Tinubu has become the only president that it's only his tribal people that are praising him, and a lot of Yorubas came out to say, who praising who? Nobody is praising who. They're only their APC members that are praising him. Even the people that had voted for him, man, there is nothing out down there. And then talking about the issue of campaigning and starting election, literally, I don't know of other states, but if you enter Abuja, almost everywhere is littered, since for the last how many years, more than a year, littered with Tinubu's post. But right from 2023, these people already talking about 2027 election. That's to tell you how unfit, how unprepared, how unready they are for governance. All they think about is election. You will see Tinubu's posters everywhere, 2027. Even when INEC was doing that, his talk to say that, people should not start campaign, people that it's a crime to start and say, please, you people should share up. Go and look at the poster. Who is it that has billboards all over, all over this place? I don't know of other states, but in Abuja, it is Tinubu. One recent statement that stand out in its absurdity is Professor Jerry Gana's. Can you imagine? Anyway, the former Minister of Information and National Orientation, moving to draft former President Goodluck Jonathan into the 2007 presidential election, affirmed that the former president would contest the coming. Okay, I think he meant to put to 2027 election. He put 2007 election. Affirmed that the former president will contest the coming election on the platform of the discredited People's Democratic Party, which bequeathed a legacy of economic ruins after 16 years of bad governance. And then you guys decided to come in and actually do worse than they had done in office. He went on further to say Ghana even deluded himself, asserting that the former president would defeat President Tinubu to reclaim power after 12 years. Professor Gana of the defunct MAMSA fame is free to delude himself and engage in his usual comedy. After all, Jonathan's entering the race would provide another job for the Niger State-born former university doctor. So I don't understand. So if, let's look at it, if Professor Jerry Gana says he wants this person to contest former president Goodluck Ebele. So what's wrong in that? Why are you now insulting the person, calling out the person? This is supposed to be president what did they call it? State House press release. You are insulting someone. These people have been within those state house that today is shacking Onanuga. Whether Onanuga look at it, this illegitimacy we had, it will not be forever. And then where is it? So what's wrong with the fact that if Professor Jerry Gana comes out to say that he wants former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to run, he has every right to stay that. It's his prerogative, it's his choice. You can't come and be insulting someone just because he did that. But anyway, when Agbero people they talk now, so they always be. Ghana even deluded himself, asserting that the former president would defeat Tinubu to reclaim power after 12 years. Yeah. However, we should caution former President Jonathan to be wary of the PDP sugar-coated cheerleaders. Politicians of Jerry Gana's ilk merely want to lure him into the race to satisfy their personal, political, religious, and ethnic interests. They will abandon him midstream as they did in 2015 and leave gentleman Jonathan in the lodge. Don't get us wrong, President Jonathan reserves the right to run if he wishes. It is his inalienable right to contest the presidency again. President Tinubu, definitely not my president, will wholeheartedly welcome if he decides to enter the race. But Jonathan will have his date in the court of the land. Indeed, the jury will determine whether Jonathan, who was sworn in twice as president, satisfies the constitutional requirements and is eligible to contest the presidency and be sworn if successful for a third term in office. Shorn of all those selfish considerations for which some PDP big guns find his candidacy appealing, President Jonathan will also have his encounter with the people as to whether he has anything new to offer after his disastrous 6 years for which they voted him out in 2015. And then you guys became more disastrous. That's just the thing. Yeah, the people voted him out because it was a disaster, but you guys became more disastrous. And for that is what you guys should be ashamed of all yourself. Let us remind ourselves about, in short, I don't even know, it's quite long. This is just absolute rubbish and nonsense, and it just tells you that these are people who are jobless, who rig the election, don't know what to do with anything, cannot even make a change for themselves. Power has entered their head because it's something that they stole, it's something that they never knew they were going to get, and so of course they're going to use it in the way, whatever manner. I don't even understand why is this sentence something that will even be termed state press release. But anyway, Nigerians are being looked upon all over the world as if we are now criminals because of the kind of people who stole election and got themselves into office.